There is 12 different characters in the strongest Battlegrounds, and one could only wonder which moveset has the most destruction. Is this Saitama with his serious punch, Genos with his incinerate, or KJ with his unlimited flex works? Today we're going to be testing the destruction capability of every single moveset in the strongest Battlegrounds and rank them on a tier list as well. So make sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below which moveset you think has the most destruction. And let's get right into moveset number 1. And before we actually go ahead and test these out, let me just explain to you guys how this is gonna work. So as you guys can see, we have 3 different levels over here. So level 1 is this one right here with only 10 walls. Level 2 is this one over here with 30 walls. And level 3 is that one right there with 100 layers of walls. And the way this is gonna work is with every single moveset, I'm gonna be going from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. And as you guys can see, we do have the map destruction on. So boom, there we go. You can destroy the walls. And the first moveset that we have is Saitama. And the first move that we have is normal punch. So let me just, get in the position. Bro, why is there a random block? But anyways, the first move that we have is the normal punch. So if I use the normal punch, let's see how many layers of walls we could break. So 3, 2, 1, and boom! Are you serious? There is no way that did not break a single layer, bro. Boom. Okay, bro, why is this not working, bro? I could have sworn that normal punch had some destruction. Okay, hold on. What if I put down like a weakest dummy or something? Because I'm pretty sure with the weakest dummy or with like anybody in general, like it sends them flying. Spawn dummy, and let's go ahead and give it a try now. So if I use a normal punch, there we go. Oh my god. Okay, now it's working, and it looks like it went through every single layer, bro. So it looks like this move passed level 1 because as you guys can see, it went through like every single layer of the wall. All right, but the next move that we have is the consecutive punches, and I don't think this one has any it does not have any destruction whatsoever, bro. Even if I have a weakest dummy here, I don't think it breaks the wall. Okay, yeah, so this move has 0 destruction. But let's see if that's the case with the third move, which is shove. So if I shove the wall, oh my god, wait, I was expecting this to work. Okay, it looks like this does not like destruct anything at all either. Let me try with the weakest dummy, and boom. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so as you guys can see, that's about like 4 layers, I think. Okay, never mind. That's not 4 layers. That is like 6 layers. So it looks like the shove move goes through about 6 walls, which is actually pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. And last but not least, we have the uppercut. So boom, and yeah, this does not have and there's no point in even trying it with the dummy because this just does not make sense to have destruction, okay? But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the ultimate mode. So move number 1 is the death counter. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work. Wait, wait, hold on. I know. I think we could put a attacking dummy. So spawn attacking dummy. We have to make sure it's like over here though. All right, so now that we have the weakest dummy facing towards the wall, if I pop my death counter and get death countered by the weakest dummy, we should be able to hit the weakest dummy towards the walls. So ladies and gentlemen, let's see how far this could go, and boom. Oh my god, I thought that would have had destruction. As you guys can see, it did not have any destruction, bro. So it looks like the death counter surprisingly has no destruction. The next move that we have is the table flip. So let's go ahead and pop this real quick, and this one has to work, bro. There is no way this one does not have destruction. So there we go. As you guys can see, we broke every single layer of wall. All right, but the next move that we have is the serious punch. So let's go ahead and pop this real quick, and this one has to work, bro. Every single layer should be gone, and boom. Oh my god. As you guys can see, every single layer just got deleted, bro. So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. It broke every single layer. And the next move that we have is the omnidirectional punch, and boom, there we go. And I don't think that has any destruction. Yeah, as you guys can see, no layers of wall was destroyed. So that right there was level 1 for Saitama. Let's go ahead and move on to level 2. And with level 2, like it did say, there is 30 layers of walls. All right, so first things first, we're gonna use a normal punch on the weakest dummy, and boom, there we go. Let's see how many layers we destroyed, bro. So previously we broke 10. I think it goes further than 10. Oh my god, wait, hold on, bro. So it stops right about here, which is the green wall. So that is actually 15 layers of walls. So one normal punch goes through 15 layers of walls. All right, you know what, man? Let's go ahead and just move on to level 3, bro, because I feel like level 2 is gonna be very easy for Saitama. So you know what, man? Let's just get right into level 3. So we're gonna go ahead and use the same move, which is the table flip, and see how many layers we could break in level 3. Here we go. Oh my god. Okay, so it looks like it made it like right about there, and that's like kind of halfway. So I'm gonna say, to be safe, that's about like 35 to 40 walls. But let's see how many layers we could break with the serious punch. All right, now let's go ahead and pop our serious punch. So ladies and gentlemen, let's see how many layers we could break with the serious punch, and boom! Oh my god! As you guys can see, we destroyed so many layers, bro. It looks like it stops right about there. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that is like a good 60 to 65 layers in my opinion, man. So here we have our tier list as well, and as you guys can see, we got the amazing tier, the good tier, decent, bad, and not Sigma. I don't know what that one's supposed to mean, but anyways, man, in terms of Saitama, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man, his range is actually pretty good, bro. So I think I'm gonna put him in the amazing range for now. But the next moveset that we have is Garou. And to be honest with you guys, I don't even think Garou has any destruction. So the first move that we have is the flowing water. Yeah, that did nothing. And as you guys can see, this does nothing either. We got the hunter grasp. Yeah, this one does not do anything either, dude. And last but not least, we have the praise peril. And you know what? I'm gonna test this out with the dummy real quick. So here we have the weakest dummy, and if I use the flowing water, whoa, okay. I don't know how many layers that was. Let's go ahead and just count real quick. And it looks like it did about like 8 layers, bro. All right, next up we have the lethal whirlwind stream. So boom. Yeah, this I don't think this one actually counts because you could walk through the walls and it did not do anything. So it looks like this one had no range at all. Next we have the hunter grasp, and I'm pretty sure with this one you could throw the person. So boom, there we go. Stopped about right over here. So I'm guessing that's like 6 layers. So yeah, about 6 layers with the hunter grasp. Am I not able to counter the dummy, bro? Bro, I'm literally like, oh my god, I don't think you could praise peril a dummy for some reason. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to skip on the praise peril for now. But now it's time for the ultimate mode. So let's go ahead and pop this real quick. And bro, if you guys cannot tell by my voice, I am still sick, man. I'm like losing my voice, bro. But anyways, oh my god, as you guys can see, that destroyed like every single wall. So so far we're off to a good start with this ultimate mode, at least. And the first move that we have is the water stream cutting fist. So boom, as you guys can see, no destruction with that. But anyways, the next move that we have is the final hunt, and I think this one has destruction on impact. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. So it looks like it gets about 3 walls. So yeah, 3 walls is it's okay, you know, it's nothing too crazy, man. All right, next up we got the rock splitting fist. So let's go ahead and check this one out, and boom, that one got about 5 layers of walls as well, which is not that bad for Garou. And the last move that we have is the crushed rock, and boom. Okay, I don't know if that one counts either because I literally went through the walls. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't even think we need to go to level 2 or level 3 because this is bunt, bro. So in terms of Garou, I'm not gonna lie, his range and his destruction capability is not the best, so I'm gonna put him in the bad category for now. But the next moveset that we have is Genos, and the first move that we have is the machine gun blow. So boom, there we go. It looks like there's you know, nothing for that, but I'm pretty sure there's something you could do with the finisher. So let me go ahead and just check this out one more time, and boom. Okay, there's no destruction for that, surprisingly. All right, so that right there was the machine gun blows, and the next one that we have is ignition burst. So if I use this, and boom, as you guys can see, that is about 5 layers of walls. The next one that we have is the blitz shot. So let's go ahead and charge this up because the more you charge, the more you know, bigger it gets. And as you guys can see, that's actually pretty decent, man. So 4 layers of walls so far. And last but not least, we have the jet dive. So let me go ahead and check this out, and boom. Bro, what? Why did that not work? All right, but now it's time for the ultimate mode. And in terms of the ultimate mode, as you guys can see, we got a bunch of moves. So move number 1 is the thunder kick. So boom, there we go. Nothing so far. And oh my god, okay, damn, never mind. As you guys can see, that destroyed like every single layer right there. And I'm like 100% sure the rest of the moves are going to ace level 1. So you know what, bro? Let's just move on to level 2. And for level 2, we're gonna be using move number 2, which is the speed blitz drop kick. So let's go ahead and pop this real quick, and easy. That was light work, bro. As you guys can see, we literally put a hole through every single wall, bro. Check that out, man. All right, but the next move that we have is the flame wave cannon, and I'm pretty sure this has the most range in the game. Check that out. Oh my god, that is insane. So every single layer of wall broke, and ladies and gentlemen, like, I'm pretty sure we could already move on to level 3. So here we are at level 3, and the first move that I'm gonna be testing is the incinerate. And bro, this better like break every wall, man. It better break the walls and melt the walls. So 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Incinerate, man. This better break every single wall in the game, all right? Did they break? Bro, what? Are you serious? Incinerate does not have destruction? All right, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was not expecting that, man. So it looks like Incinerate does not have destruction. But you know what? Let's go ahead and test out the Speed Blitz dropkick real quick. So let's go ahead and pop this and boom. Oh my God. Okay, so it looks like we stopped about there, which is like, I would say like a good, you know, 35 to 40. Well, this is 30, so I'm guessing this is like 35-ish. So it looks like the Speed Blitz dropkick gets stopped about like 35 layers in, which is actually not that bad, bro. That's actually pretty insane. All right, but the moment we have all been waiting for. Bro, my voice is so gone, man. Make sure to like the video and subscribe because I am like losing my voice, all right? This is insane. So 3, 2, 1, here we go. Oh my God. Oh, whoa. Oh my God. There's no way. As you guys can see, every single layer in level 3 got destroyed. That is 100 layers of walls, bro. So you're telling me the Flame Wave Cannon breaks 100 layers of walls? That is actually insane. I think the answer is pretty clear, bro. This is gonna go on the amazing rank. So in terms of Genos, man, pretty obvious. We're gonna put this in amazing as well. And it looks like the next character that we have is Metal Bat. All right, so in terms of Metal Bat, the first move that we have is the home run. So boom, no destruction with that. Let's check it out with the variation. So if I use this and boom, and it looks like that got about 2 layers, I think. Yeah, it got about 1 layer. It's not the best, all right? It's not the best. All right, next up, we got the beatdown. So here we go. And okay, this does not have destruction either. Well, kind of it does, but it looks like it does get about 3 layers of walls. Well, 2 or 3. But the next move that we have is the Grand Slam. So let's go ahead and use this. What? What just happened? So it looks like the Grand Slam gets about 1 layer and it gets you out of the map, so that's pretty interesting. And last but not least, we got the Foul Ball. So let's go ahead and use this real quick and boom. So that broke every layer of the 10 walls in level 1, and it looks like that's the only move that does have range for Metal Bat. So let's go ahead and test that out in level 2. So here we go. Boom. All right, pretty decent stuff. Oh my God, wait, did it go further? Okay, it stopped right about here, which is I would say like a good 13 or like 14 layers of walls. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's not that bad, bro. That's actually not that bad. All right, but now it's time for the ultimate mode. Let's go ahead and pop this, smack ourselves in the head, kill a bunch of brain cells. And move number 1 is the Savage Tornado in level 1. So let's go ahead and use this. Oh, whoa. Okay. All right, so it looks like it stops about over here, which is and I would say maybe like 15 walls in level 2. So I'm not gonna lie, that's not that bad. And you know what? Let's just test it out real quick. So if I use the Savage Tornado, let's see if I could break every single layer here. And yeah, it stops about over here, and that is about 15 layers of walls, which is pretty decent, man, for Metal Bat at least. All right, but the next move that we have is Brutal Beatdown, which is actually a pretty decent ranged move, and we're gonna be testing this out in level 3. So let's go ahead and use the Brutal Beatdown real quick. Here we go, bro. Here we go. Yes, sir. All right, and now we do the final jump, I think. So here we go, and boom. As you guys can see, it stops right about here. So that's about, you know, 35, 36, I would say, layers of walls. So there's still quite a bit to go to 100. So all right, next up we got the strength difference. So let's go ahead and use this real quick. And okay, I kind of messed that up. All right, here we go. And yeah, that's about like 5 layers of walls, or maybe 6, I think. But yeah, it's nothing too crazy, man. It's nothing too crazy. And last but not least, we got the Death Blow, and this variation of the Death Blow does have some AoE. So there we go, and it looks like that's about 10 layers. And bro, my voice. And let's go ahead and rank this on the tier list, man. All right, so in terms of Metal Bat, I'm gonna put him in the decent range because you know, he wasn't too good or too bad. But the next character that we have is Sonic. All right, so the first move that we have with Sonic is the Flash Strike in level 1. So boom, that has no destruction. Oh my God, that is pretty sad, I'm not gonna lie. Next up, we have the Whirlwind Kick, and yeah, no destruction for this one either. And even if I test it with the dummy, it's not gonna go far, bro. Next, we have the Scatter, and this one should have some destruction. So there, wait, did I get stuck? I'm pretty sure that should have went a little bit further. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, all right? So I would say that probably goes to like maybe 8 layers or 9 layers. So that's actually pretty decent. And last but not least, we have the Explosive Shuriken. So boom, there we go. And it looks like that gets about 3 layers. So that's pretty interesting. I thought maybe it would have got more, but now let's move on on to the ultimate mode with Sonic. All right, move number 1, the twin blade rush, and no destruction for this, but you go pretty far, so the range is not bad. It just does not have any destruction. Next, we have the straight on, and this shit, oh my god. Okay, there we go. That actually had, oh wait, that is actually insane. As you guys saw, we went through the walls like twice, bro. So we technically went through like 20 layers right there. So that's pretty good. The next one that we have is the carnage. Let's go and see the range on this one and the destruction. So there we go. It looks like it stops at layer 5, I think, or layer 6. So yeah, that's not the best. And last but not least, we got the 4-fold flash strike. Let's go ahead and pop this one, and yeah, there's no destruction whatsoever, bro. So it looks like the only moves that did have destruction is the carnage and straight on. And let's go ahead and test out straight on in level 2. So 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And did we go through every wall? I would say it goes through every wall because we did go through the walls. The game is just like buggy or something, man. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the straight on is pretty decent, man. Let's go ahead and use this on level 3. Come on, come on. There we go. There we go. Oh, I just randomly stopped for some reason, but as you guys can see with the straight on, we actually got pretty far. So I would say this is like, you know, 55 to 60 layers of walls. So that's pretty decent for Sonic, man. So in terms of Sonic, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the decent range because he's not that bad. But the next character that we have is Atomic Samurai. All right, so the first move that we have with Atomic Samurai is Quick Slice. Oh my god, bro, my voice! All right, let me go get some water and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back, and honestly, man, I don't know why, but like this past week, man, I've just been super sick, and I don't know, I just feel like I lost my voice, bro. As you guys did see with the Quick Slice, bro, there's not anything you know, like wall destruction at all. So let's move on to the next move, which is the Atmos Cleave. No, oh, never mind, there's some wall destruction. So it looks like that move does get about 2 layers, which is not that bad. Next up, we got the Pinpoint Cut, and this one should have wall destruction, I think. Okay, never mind. Maybe the jumping variation. Never mind. Okay, that's crazy. And the split second counter, even if I try it with a dummy, I do not think it has any range at all. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and just move on to the ultimate mode because this is not the best range. All right, here we go. Here we go. And I'm pretty sure with the ultimate activation, there is a big explosion, which does have some range and destruction. So there, oh my god, that was actually clean. Okay, I have no idea why there's like a random you know, brick over here, but anyways, the first move that we have is the sunset. Let's go ahead and pop this real quick. There we go. And there's an explosion at the end as well, so this is actually pretty decent, bro. That is actually pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Matter of fact, let me test that move out in level 2. So let's go ahead and use this real quick. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, sir. And now we do the explosion, and boom. As you guys saw right there, that almost broke every 30, like, you know, layers of walls. So it looks like that broke about 22 layers because there's 8 left. So the next move that we have in level 2 is the Solar Cleave. Let's go ahead and pop this real quick. There we go. And it looks like it stopped about like at wall number 15, which is pretty decent as well. That is actually so satisfying, like just looking at these like rainbow thingies in the wall. But anyways, the next one that we have is the Sunrise. Let's go ahead and pop this, and there's 2 walls destroyed with that one. So I'm not gonna lie, this one doesn't really have any range at all, so it kind of makes sense. All right, but the next one that we have is the Atomic Slash. Let's go ahead and pop this one real quick, and boom. And it looks like it broke about 4 layers. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't think Atomic Samurai is the best destruction character, because like I feel like the best move for his destruction is probably the Solar Cleave or the Sunrise or the Sunset, I think. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man, it does get pretty decently far. Like I think the longest it goes was like 23 layers. So let's go ahead and rank that on the tier list. All right, so in terms of Atomic Samurai, man, I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the decent range. But the next character that we have is Tatsumaki. All right, so move number 1 with Tatsumaki is the Crushing Pull, and I think for this one we need a dummy because it's the only way the move is gonna work. So spawn dummy, and we're gonna jump and use this and just smack the dummy over there. And let me see how many layers that broke. I think it broke about 3. Yeah, so 3 layers are broken with that move right there. The next move that we have is the Windstorm Fury. Let's see if that has any destruction, and it does. Oh, it does. Never mind. So it looks like it only has destruction on the last impact, which is about like 2 layers of walls. The next one that we have is the Stone Coffin, and boom, that's about like 2 layers as well. And last but not least, we have the Explosive Push, and let's see how much that one does. And that one actually does about about 5. Oh, never mind. That's a lot more than 5. That's like 8 walls right there. So in terms of Tatsumaki's base form, it looks like nothing beat everything at level 1. So let's go ahead and pop our ultimate mode and just move on to level 2. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. As you guys can see, the ultimate activation does have some range, and it looks like it breaks about 5 layers of walls just with the activation of the ultimate mode. But you know what, bro? Go big or go home. Here we are at level 3. Let's go ahead and use our cosmic strike, and let's go ahead and spawn a meteor from outer space and see how much walls we could break. Oh my god. Okay, that is pretty insane. So I'm guessing that's about, like, you know, a good 15 layers, because this is 30 and it stops right about here on the yellow wall. So that's like a good 15 in my opinion. But dude, it breaks everything, bro. Like, look at these walls. Like, the walls are completely gone. All right, the next move that we have is the psychic ricochet. So let's go ahead and use this, and there is no wall destruction at all. Let me try it with the weakest dummy, and let's go ahead and see if there's any wall destruction. I don't think there is, but maybe there is. Yeah, there's no wall destruction whatsoever. All right, next we have the terrible tornado. Let's go ahead and use this one real quick, and this one should have wall destruction. Yeah, we are destroying every single wall. And now there's a big tornado, and as you guys can see, this has insane AoE. As you guys can see, that was some pretty decent range. So it does get further than 30. It stops right at like 32, I think. So 32 layers with that move. But as you guys can see, the walls are completely gone. So that's pretty insane. And the last move that we have is the Sky Snatcher. So let's go ahead and use this. And wait, the walls are not getting destroyed. All right, let me try this again. So we grab a dummy, and yeah, it looks like there's no wall destruction, bro. Well, there's wall destruction when you throw the person, but as you guys saw, like, as I was going through the walls, there was no wall destruction. So yeah, let's go ahead and rank this on the tier list real quick. So in terms of Tatsumaki, I don't know, bro. I don't want to put her in bad. I think decent should be okay. So the next one that we have is Suiryu. All right, so the first move that we have with Suiryu is the bullet barrage. So let's go ahead and see if this has any destruction, and I think it throws the person. Okay, why did he go the wrong way, bro? Come on, go that way, man. Okay, there's no destruction like anyway, but yeah, that's the bullet barrage. The next move that we have is the vanishing kick, and boom. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. As you guys saw right there, that broke about like a good, you know, 4 layers. The next move that we have is the whirlwind drop. So boom, there we go. That looks like it broke about 3 layers, I think. Yeah, 3 layers of walls with that move. And last but not least, we got the head first, and I don't think this one has any range, if I'm not wrong. Okay, never mind, it does. All right, that's pretty surprising. And it looks like it's about like, you know, a good 5 to 6 layers, which is actually not that bad for Suiryu. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the awakening. So let's go ahead and pop this real quick, and this actually does have some pretty decent range, and boom, there we go. As you guys can see, every single wall just got deleted. All right, so in terms of the ultimate mode, the first move that we have is the Grand Fisher. So let's go ahead and use this real quick, and boom, there should be some destruction at the end, I think. Never mind, there's no destruction at all. Next up, we got the Twin Fangs. There's no destruction with this one either. Next up, we got the Earth Splitting Strike, and this one actually does have some destruction, I think. So yeah, as you guys can see, that's like a good like a good 7 layers, I think. You know, nothing too crazy, man. At least it broke something. All right, so the last move that we have is the Last Breath. Let's go ahead and pop this real quick. As you guys can see, our heart is on fire. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And it stops about here. So it does have some pretty decent range. I don't think it has destruction though, but it does go through about like 35 layers of walls, which is pretty decent. So if I had to rank this on the tier list, man, I would put it in the decent category as well. But the next style that we have is Child Emperor. All right, so the first move that we have is the Web Boom. So this one's pretty much just spawns a spider. Okay, where's he going, bro? And there's no destruction, really. That literally spawns a spider that explodes afterwards. So I don't know why it did not have any destruction, bro. Like, it's supposed to have destruction. It would make sense to have destruction, but it just does not for some reason. But the next move that we have is the Plasma Cannon. Let's go ahead and pop this real quick, and boom, no destruction for this one either, which is pretty surprising. Once again, no destruction whatsoever. Next move that we got is the Trinity Tear, and I think this one should have destruction on the impact. Oh my god, there's no way, bro. There is no way not one move has destruction, bro. The Double Trouble better have some, bro. This one should have some destruction. I don't know what's going on. I cannot see anything. Oh my god, not a single move that had destruction with his moveset, bro. That is actually pretty sad. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that is actually pretty sad. So if I had to put this first one in one of the categories, bro, I think the answer's pretty clear, bro. It has to go in not Sigma. So yeah, that's that right there. The next character that we have is Gojo. And dude, honestly with Gojo, like we do not even need to go to level 1 or level 2. We're just gonna be starting off with level 3. So let's go ahead and pop our red first, and boom, there. Oh my god, just the red alone, as you guys can see, that actually went pretty far. I don't think it went as far as Genos' flame wave cannon, but bro, that is insane. That's like a good you know, a good 60 layers just off the red move, which is pretty insane. So 60 layers of walls destroyed with the red move. Let's test it out with the purple move as soon as this wall regenerates. All right, boys, let's go ahead and pop our hollow purple. All right, so yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think this should have the most range in the game. And oh my god, as you guys can see, every layer of wall has been destroyed, and that is actually insane, bro. But the last move that we have is the attract, and I don't think this has any oh no, okay, never mind, it does. And I'm pretty sure with this you can move forward, so as long as I just keep moving. Okay, it just the lag just stopped. And why did the walls break like this, bro? There's like a million pieces of wall on the floor. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I feel like this has to be like the best ranged character in the game, dude. So the answer's pretty obvious, so we're gonna be putting this in the amazing tier as well. And the next one that we have is KJ. All right, so move number 1 is the Ravage. I don't think this has you know, any range, or actually it might with a dummy. So if I spawn in a dummy real quick, if I use the Ravage, I think it might have some destruction. I don't know, let's just see. And boom, and it does not have any destruction. All right, next up we got the Swift Sweep, and no destruction for that one either. Next up we got the Collateral Ruin, and I think this should have destruction. Okay, never mind, it does not have destruction. And let's go ahead and see this one, and I don't think this, oh never mind, this one does have some destruction. So you throw the person, and I think if you use it at the correct time, maybe it breaks 1 to 2 layers. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the base form is not looking the best, but that's about to change because KJ's ultimate mode is insane. Bro, my voice is gone, bro. Make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe because I completely lost my voice in this video, man. All right, move number 1 with the ultimate mode is the Stoic Bomb. Let's go ahead and test this out, and there we go. And wait, what? There is no destruction? Are you actually serious? You actually gotta be trolling. There is no destruction with that move. Are you serious? Okay, surely the 20-20-20 dropkick has you know, destruction, man. Bro, why is there no destruction? Why is there no destruction? What if I hit somebody? What if I hit the weakest dummy? Let me move the dummy to like the middle. What if I hit the dummy and like it just hits the dummy like super far away? Let me see. Like there's no way KJ does not have destruction, bro. Like it makes no sense. So there we go. We went ahead and hit the dummy with a 20-20-20 dropkick, and there we go. Oh my god, there's no destruction. Okay, I have no idea why there's no destruction with KJ, but there's still 2 moves remaining. The next one that we have is the 5 Seasons. So let's go ahead and pop this real quick. And bro, please, man, I know KJ has some insane range, but like in terms of destruction, let me just keep going far. Let me see how far I could actually go. So it looks like that is about the max range. So please destroy the walls, bro. It better destroy the walls. You gotta be trolling, man. Look how far that went. That's like a good 50 layers, bro. 50 layers, but no destruction for some reason. Like I could punch the walls, but like it makes no sense. Like, but a move like that does not break them. Like what the hell, man? All right, last but not least, we have the unlimited flex work. So let's go ahead and pop this real quick, and this should have a lot of range as well, if I'm not wrong. So let's go and check this out, man. This cutscene is so fire, but like I don't know, man. I've been seeing it for so long, man. It's been in the game for 4 months. They have not added anything else, bro. All right, so now I'm pretty sure we hit the final blow. So this right here should be the final blow with KJ. Let's go ahead and use it real quick, and there we go. No destruction again. That is pretty sad, man. Why does KJ not have any destruction? I don't know. I guess we could rate it in terms of range then on the tier list, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, he does have some pretty good, like, you know, range, but he just had no destruction. So I guess I'm gonna put him in the good range because he does have range. He just does not have destruction, if that makes sense. And the 2 moves that we have remaining is the Crab Boss and the you know, Frozen Soul. But bro, my voice is like completely gone, so these don't really count as characters, so I guess I'm not gonna touch them for now. But anyways, this is the tier list that I got, which has the most range and the most destruction in the strongest battlegrounds. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.